What is going on, everybody? It's episode 882 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett, and I am here once again with my co-host. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, Crisis Actors. It's Mary, and once again, it is Tate Tuesday. Hello.
Hello. It's true. I think it's a thing now. I always see Shane open up with it. So, yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm trying out this zero caffeine energy drink. It's a bit
Zero caffeine? What does it have then?
Hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
It's
Vibes.
Anything. Is that those like My Pillow energy drinks?
Oh, are those Mike Lindell's energy drinks?
Are they?
Yeah. I don't know. Is it Rev 7?
I think Olivia was telling me that
with
that there was like some Mike Lindell energy drink, and I said, "Is it just? It must have just be harvested from his bone marrow,
Yeah.
because he's always got energy."
Yeah, I think it's just
We
fueled
have
off
a
of patriotism.
20 from Weary Traveler, R.I.P. Ozzy, Prince of Darkness.
We are going to get into that. I just
Yes.
caught that news just before we went live, but we've got some stuff. We're gonna talk about it. But yeah, the Rev 7's just like I imagine what it is they distill all of Mike Lindell's essence into a pillow and then they wring it out into
It might
something.
be like the Jordan cologne where they get some of his sweat in every can.
Wait, so men were doing that before we had Sydney Sweeney bathwater? We had like
Yeah, the
Jordan cologne?
My dad has
Nasty.
a bottle from the 90s that he's like still has. There's like a few spritzes left, and every single batch apparently was made with a drop of Michael Jordan's sweat,
That is
which sold much
nasty.
better than the one that had a drop of Magic Johnson's blood.
I just saw a meme the other day. It said like when you're at Magic Johnson's barbecue and he says, "I put my blood, sweat, and tears into that burger."
Oh, no.
All right, guys, we are off to a rough
We're
start
being
here
really
today.
respectful today.
Very
Okay?
we got a lot of
We
stuff
can
to
behave ourselves. We've done it before.
We've managed it sometime in our lives. Hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here yet already. Please and thank you. Remember to share this episode and all of the segments out with your friends, your family, your loved ones, people in your life that you both love and hate in equal measure, because the more people that you share the content with, the faster this channel can grow. So thank you guys so much for that. Remember, argue with people in the comment section. We love it when you do that. It's good
It means
for
you're
us.
passionate.
That's exactly. I mean, it's good for our numbers. It's good for our engagement. So you should go ahead and do that. So what are we getting into today? Well, as we just mentioned, there was breaking news just before the show went live that Ozzy Osbourne, legendary rock star and reality TV show, star, not host, but reality TV star, has passed away. And I think it's interesting because he's one of those artists that because of the popularity of reality TV, he means different things to different generations. So people commenting on it, some may be fans of his music. Some might not have known much or cared much about his music at all if they grew up just watching the Osbournes, perhaps. That was part of their generation. Certainly you guys were having a conversation about cameos that he had in other things. So
What does he mean to Gen Z is my question. Because honestly,
perhaps
I
nothing
don't
to
think
Gen
he
Z.
had an impact on me
But-
as a Zoomer.
Well, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Meghan Markle. She's back in the news because her new Netflix show is a flop. Because she's a flop. Because she doesn't know how to be authentic with people.
I'm not surprised, but we do have the actual evidence for that now, as
Yes.
published by Netflix.
So we're going to talk about that. We are also going to... We're going to talk about hetero-fatalism. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. You're not expected to know what that is. But women, they're walking away from men. They're
I'll
like,
happily explain
She's gonna
that
explain.
it's basically a scholarly term for the burnout women are experiencing in the dating world today.
So we're going to do that. We're also going to talk about influencers in the wild. James Charles is out embarrassing himself at Disney.
He's actually one of the most shameless influencers alive.
He's been at it for a while now.
And he has been at it for a while.
Yeah.
An expert, I think.
He's kind of like a male JoJo Siwa in the sense that
Yes.
he just knows where the camera is at all times.
Yes.
That's kind of the point of these videos.
They're both just kind of the same level of sociopathy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I remember when he first went viral all those years ago, it was because of his yearbook picture at school. And he photoshopped it so he was putting on makeup in the yearbook photo.
Okay.
All of these girls saw it on these primitive explore pages on Instagram and were like, slay queen. And he became the first cover boy of Cover Girl, and the rest was history.
All right. Well, then we got a bunch of other stuff to get into. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right. So just minutes before we are recording this at the moment, we found out the news broke that Ozzy Osbourne has passed away, and there are scant details available about the cause of death. Am I correct about that?
Yes.
I don't think that we've learned anything, and they're asking for people to respect their privacy, so it's unclear, but yeah, at the age of 76, right?
So the statement says, it is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. The family continues, he was with his family and surrounded by love. We ask everyone to respect our family's privacy at this time. It was obtained by the Sun and signed by Sharon Osbourne, Jack Kelly, Amy, and Lewis.
It's crazy timing, though, because just during our live stream yesterday, right in the middle of it, is when we found out about
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Jamal Warner dying, and like we didn't even know about that prior to the show.
No, and I saw. So here's what's interesting is like you don't really realize how much of an impact a celebrity, especially one from a prior generation. Maybe the thing I find most interesting about modern day internet culture is like every celebrity is like a pocket celebrity with their own group of people, whereas like the celebrities of old, the ones who came in the form of like terrestrial media and, you know, backed by these large companies, their reach is so much more expansive. So the second that I saw the passing of Ozzy Osbourne, you go to either X or Instagram, and it's full of stories from people posting rest in peace, or even pages that cover genres specific, like the page like 90s kid life or like nostalgia channels have all already put up their RIP, just as they did yesterday for Malcolm Jamal Warner, because he was one of the characters on the Cosby Show. So he hits a whole different market because he was part of that mainstream push for celebrity. But you know, when the age of the old-fashioned celebrity dies off, you're not going to see that in the same way. Like there's going to be a pocket of people who are like, rest in peace, James Charles, and then nobody else will care.
Yeah.
Even if he's reached millions of people, it won't be the same thing.
I mean, I guess in the absolute numbers, you could say that an influencer has the same impact, but not in terms of how much people care.
Correct.
Like you can get as many clicks and you can get people scrolling past your content, but it doesn't mean that people are actually emotionally invested in what you're doing and who you are.
Like I think I saw Tomb Ad on my feed more times than Ozzy Osbourne, but it wasn't really that big of not to be mean, but it wasn't that big of a deal when he died. Ozzy Osbourne, it's like, you know, I see a lot of people my age that are like freaking out.
And that's on the younger side, as opposed to people who actually grew up with his music.
So clicks doesn't translate to like impact anymore.
Even me, who wasn't necessarily, I mean, you know, like wasn't necessarily my generation music-wise, probably more my brother. But like the skate videos when I was growing up were all made by people that were older than me. So there was a lot of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne music that would show up in those videos. So you were exposed to it at a younger age. And then he had the whole resurgence later with the Osbournes. So I was just, between Malcolm Jamal Warner, I was just thinking about it, that like the amount of, first of all, there was a list. Maybe I'll put it here. I'll put it in the chat right now if anybody wants to peruse it. But depending on what you perceive to be a celebrity, a lot of these names probably won't resonate with you. But it just an insane amount of people have died this year. And these are just the ones that I remembered. So Jim Shooter, who was the old executive editor in charge over at Marvel, so you might not know that one, but he was a very important person over at Marvel. Malcolm Jamal Warner, as we just discussed. George Foreman, Michael Madsen, Michelle Trachtenberg, Wings Hauser. That's probably just me. Wings Hauser is a great actor, but I just love him because his name's Wings Hauser, and it's a fantastic name. Gene Hackman.
Yes. That story was one we covered multiple times.
Irv Gotti. He ran the record company that Ja Rule was on, Murder Inc., back in the day, if you remember. David Lynch died this year.
That wasn't even that long ago.
Mark Snow was just a couple weeks ago. He created the theme to the X-Files and about like a lot of really, in fact, he did Blue Bloods, which just got canceled last year, is getting a reboot this year. He can't do the theme for that show because he passed away. Phil Robertson, that's the Duck Dynasty guy.
He's a Patriot.
Right? Pope Francis.
True.
Nicky Katt, actor, you might not know him. Val Kilmer.
Wow.
That's all. We're only 6 months into the year.
There's people that are dying that haven't died before.
But isn't that normal? Are we just paying more attention to it?
It's probably
people
true.
die all the time.
I remember. I don't remember if it was I think it was 2018 was one of those years where it's like people were making all these videos like, holy crap, all these people that died this year, and then nobody did it after.
It's obviously more notable when it's like an overdose or some sort of foul play involved if someone dies
Jonathan
young.
Joss was a story because he was the King of the Hill guy who passed away after.
So is he on the list?
He's on this list. I didn't put him on there because I was trying to stick to either actors that I was really familiar with or people that everybody would know. But there's all sorts of names on this list. I'll just put it up on screen here. Like just look at this. I'm gonna bring it to the top and look how long it takes to scroll through this whole list.
That's crazy.
Like, you may not have heard of all of these people, but my goodness, that's a lot of people. The alligator from Happy Gilmore died.
They included him on the list.
Yeah, included him on the list.
Okay.
Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
The amount of people.
Oh, Brian Wilson. Do they have Brian Wilson on there?
It's probably on
Beach Boys.
Yeah.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's an insane list of people, and that's
still going.
It's still going. and I'm scrolling the fast way.
But I think it might just be getting more coverage because it's the fact that, as you said, these legacy stars from a bygone era are dying off, and they're not getting replaced with anyone who has the same level of cultural impact.
There never will be.
And we're so fragmented now because of the internet that we're not going to see that again. You're
never going to see that level of connection. It's so funny because it's kind of the argument that I use a lot of times when people talk about society being more cohesive back in the day. I'm like, well, yeah, like everybody watched the same 4 news networks and didn't really question everything, and everybody had access to the exact same information. Now everybody has access to the exact same information, just way more of it. And you find yourself in your own little pocket corner of the internet until you're talking to somebody who's telling you that you can like shift into another creature on TikTok. And where does that leave you? It certainly doesn't leave you with any idols or anybody to like who is a musician that people would clarify as like a modern day musician that would be this relevant.
I mean,
that might actually be the only thing, like musicians might be the only genre of celebrity where it does, where like if a Justin Bieber or a Nicki Minaj or a
Morgan Wallen
died, that would be a pretty big deal, but not like Ozzy Osbourne.
Well, it would remain to be seen if the same impact is happening when they die decades from now. Is the internet going to be...
Liam Payne was 2024. Thank you. George Wendt.
Oh, correct.
George Wendt from Cheers. Hans
Zimmerman,
Liam Payne was last year, and Matthew Perry was 2023.
Right.
So there have been just an insane amount
for
of
Gen
these
Z,
things.
it was a really big deal when Lil Peep died. And it was a really big deal when Juice WRLD died.
And when XXX
that was
died.
not even a year apart when those 2 deaths occurred.
XXXTentacion was like a huge deal.
And that was in
2018, I think.
Yeah, that was in 2018 as well.
Jeez.
So those were really impactful for Gen Z.
Back to back to back.
And the thing is like literally just the other day, or when we were at, we were all hanging out on Saturday at dinner, and Olivia mentioned me always saying like the morbid fact when we're watching some show. I'm like, oh, that actor died like 3 years ago. And then literally I was like, I don't do that much. And then like that night, Michael Madsen and Tom Sizemore ended up on separate things we were watching. I'm like, yeah, he died like 2 years ago.
Yeah, you
like,
did the thing.
Like Michael Madsen died just the other day.
I made a distasteful joke on X.
Yes.
After I heard the news of Ozzy Osbourne's passing, because Trisha Paytas has just welcomed her 3rd child, a son, and she has named him Aquaman. I'm not kidding. That's his name. And there's this running joke that every time Trisha Paytas has a baby, this is actually the reincarnation of...
Who was it for the last one?
Her daughter was supposedly the reincarnation of Queen Elizabeth.
Oh.
I don't know about the 2nd child, though.
Welcome back, Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, so welcome back, Ozzy Osbourne. You get to live your next life as Aquaman Paytas.
Here's a sign of how important you are. This person says, this post is how I found out about Ozzy dying. Like, that's just how it is. I just... I do think, we don't cover celebrity. Like, I used to be more interested in the idea of covering these types of stories, but it's always kind of a bummer to start the show on something like this, but it's extremely relevant with especially older celebrities who are just going to be part of a bygone era where you're not going to see that much cultural relevance around a consolidated group of people anymore.
And who they're getting replaced with now is like Doechii and like Benson Boone. I'm sorry, nobody is going to care about them in 5 years, let alone 50.
Yeah. And it's also worth pointing out that just before he passed, Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath had their final show. It was dubbed as his final concert, and it's the highest grossing charity concert of all time.
Damn.
It was run by Tom Morello, but we won't hold this against them. 140 million British pounds it raised. 190 million.
I wonder if
US.
they're going to refund the tickets now.
No, it already happened.
Oh, I thought you meant that it was 2 weeks away.
No,
2 weeks ago.
No,
Okay.
like this happened a couple weeks ago. July 5th, the show raised that much money. So you know what? Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne, and it is sad, and it's sad. I think especially because this level of cultural relevance is going to disappear as everybody kind of goes into their own corner of the internet.
Well, speaking of the death of legacy media, this is actually relevant to the cancellation of The Late Show, which was announced last week. Deadline had a comment from CBS saying it had nothing to do with any financial struggles. They were just changing directions in the network, and it's not related in any way to the show's performance, content, or other matters happening at Paramount. And now the public has reacted, and all of these people who never watched The Late Show, hosted by David Letterman or Stephen Colbert, are saying they are protesting the cancellation.
But they cited financial reasons. That was a lie?
No, they literally said it is not financial because it's not related to the show's performance. So they were contradicting themselves.
The show loses like $40 million a year.
They were saying it's nothing to do with the performance of the show, but also its financial, meaning they were contradicting themselves. So
okay.
Now all of these people who never watched the show and helped it stay afloat are protesting on the streets. You can see this rally outside of the Ed Sullivan Theater where Stephen Colbert's show is recorded.
Like, not a single one of these people has ever watched an actual episode of The Late Show. And you know what? I can't blame them.
Especially, tell me that like 17-year-old right there has ever watched The Late Show.
He's wearing a Ben & Jerry's yarmulke.
Come on now. Fans say that this move was politically motivated because Stephen Colbert is a critic of Donald Trump.
Yes, because it would be so hard to find critics of Donald Trump in the legacy media.
Very tough.
I mean, at least he wasn't like blubbering and crying all the time like Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Or no, Kimmel actually.
Jimmy Kimmel. Was it? Yeah, it was Kimmel that would
Kimmel
always
is
cry.
always crying.
And then
Yeah.
Jon Stewart's just angry.
You know what we need to do? We need to
Yeah.
get Jimmy Kimmel and Jordan Peterson to hang out and see who stops crying
Oh
first.
yeah, it would be very.
The other thing about this is with his cancellation, we can no longer have him interview the WNBA players about losing $50 million because he's getting, fired for losing $40 million.
And now Stephen Colbert is not taking the cancellation news very well. He has David Letterman on his side backing his 20-minute montage bashing CBS.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't even matter because Letterman isn't on CBS anymore. It's like Jon Stewart bashing on CBS, who's on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And he's like he even makes the joke. Jon Stewart did. He's like, yeah, it's kind of a graveyard over here, and we're like the only thing that people are watching. I'll always laugh at these people who get mad and then yell at the people who pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Who pay for them to not make it. It's like when actors get mad at studio executives. They're like, they ruined the movie. I'm like, well, there would be no movie at all if they weren't the ones funding it. Like, unless you're funding it yourself. He's going to have to go and try and do this on YouTube and realize very quickly that you can't, pay 100 writers to do a YouTube show.
Well, they all started podcasts, especially during COVID.
Strike Force 5.
This, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yep, that was a low
fire.
moment for them. This was Trump's reaction to the cancellation on Truth Social. I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. Has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld is better than all of them combined, including the moron on NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show. And Stephen Colbert has issued an official response to Trump, which we can show now.
Yeah, here we go.
On Friday, Donald Trump posted, "I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings."
It's funnier the thousandth time.
How dare you, sir? Would an untalented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go yourself.
Oh, he went there.
I mean, bro's still fired though, so it feels like addressing it is kind of not going to work.
That's just adding another L on top of an L.
He's totally changed the paradigm.
I saw somebody bring up something really funny where they talked about how after this came out, Kimmel and Fallon and them, they all kind of rallied around him as like late night resistance.
Yeah.
And somebody pointed out, like, the reason why, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, but one argument is like the reason why the Late Show and the Tonight Show did such great ratings back in the day is because Letterman and Leno were like facing off against each other to try and win. It's like WWF and WCW back in the day before it was WWE.
By all accounts, they hated each other.
Competition breeds, growth and change.
It was cutthroat.
It was cutthroat.
I mean, Leno went and took Conan's job back after a year.
Yeah, that was brutal.
They did not play around back then.
And Conan was one of the few ones that I actually liked, other than I guess Craig Ferguson. Granted, I didn't watch Craig Ferguson. Him, I kind of more saw clips of, but I liked Conan a lot back in the day. But even he's not, he's still guilty. He did that thing for Haiti, which was really cringy. Remember that?
Yeah,
He's like, go to Haiti.
He did a whole special in Haiti when Trump called it like an asshole or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he was like, you could learn so much from these people. And like barbecued his producer while he was there.
That must not have landed very well.
Yeah.
And then The Daily Show is also in dire straits because Trevor Noah's gone and they're trying to put together a rotating list of
I think
guest
it's like,
hosts. That was Leslie Jones for a minute there.
So bad. Like Stewart did like Mondays, I think.
Yeah.
They picked like the worst day to open.
Well, Jon Stewart comes back, temporarily, and he did like a whole skit yesterday, like showing, it was like the Coldplay thing, except for it was Trump holding Paramount.
No, I think I thought that was the Colbert Show.
Wasn't that Jon Stewart?
It was Jon Stewart.
I could be misremembering that. It could be
because I remember they put all the different hosts in the crowd for it.
Yeah. Man, that one has become a meme, like an overdone meme. So did you see the Bill Cosby one?
No.
It's Bill Cosby doing the Coldplay one with the ladies passed out.
Oh,
it was funny for like a day, and then the Savannah Bananas did one.
As soon as corporations get their hands on it.
As soon as the Savannah Bananas get their hands on it.
I will not take this Savannah Banana
They put it on the screen. I was like, oh, that was really funny until then.
Until somebody can backflip and catch a fly out at center. No Savannah Banana hate.
There's also an interesting clip from the Stephen Colbert show with Claire Danes.
This old clip, yeah.
Yeah, that's getting circulated once again right now, where she is attempting to talk about how journalists are allied with the intelligence agencies, and he cuts her off.
For us producers and writers. And
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like,
so we park ourselves in a club in Georgetown and talk to, like, real spooks. And, people in the intelligence community and the State Department and journalists and people who really...
What do they tell you that, like, what's the most surprising thing that they've told you about their jobs or something you would need to know from
Well, every year it's different, right? We've been at it for a while, and the climate has changed. But this year it was all about, the distrust between the administration and the intelligence world, and the intelligence community was suddenly kind of allying itself with journalists, which usually they're not.
How long ago did you start shooting this season?
How long ago did you start shooting this episode?
You can literally see the USAID money just drying up.
Stop talking.
It's
Awkward.
You should watch Homeland. The first, I quit after season 4, I admit, but the first season of Homeland is a fantastic season of television. Like everybody, if you, especially people in our audience, because there's going to be politically adjacent people here. And the first season of Homeland is really, really good. So I do recommend everybody checking that out. But I mean, we've talked about this before endlessly about the amount of shows, they want some type of in from the CIA because they want to know how things work for authenticity. And they're like, well, of course we can show you how to be authentic. You just have to make sure you include this storyline about this coup or this regime change going on over here, and how these people are bad people and these people are good people. You know, it's the way it was. I miss those days. That's what I was talking about. I miss the days of just shameless television neoliberalism. I loved it. I loved it when it was just rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
U.S. military. We're bombing people overseas, and that's a good thing because of the Patriot Act.
It's awesome. When I was listening to Toby Keith on July 4th, I was like, let's go back in there. Like, there's still some left over. Like, it hasn't all been bombed yet. We got some work to do.
And here's the thing. It's not because I think it's a good thing. It's because it reminds me of a time when the world felt simpler before you had formed your own opinions on just how evil the U.S. government actually is, which it is. But it reminds me of a simpler time in life.
Just
a more whimsical,
it was a more whimsical time.
Or Toby get, we'll stick a boot in your ass. It's the American way. And you're just like, yeah, let's go back over there. What are we doing? Ukraine, boring.
20 from Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Well,
hello, Brett, Mary, and Tate. Hope y'all are doing well. I watch all new movies almost, and I am a huge Ari Aster fan. Sorry, Mary. Eddington is my movie of the year. 10 out of 10. Runners-up are Friendship, Ash, and Black Bag.
I did see, I watched look, I never had any intention of going to see Eddington. Watching a movie about COVID is actually worse than getting waterboarded by one of these spooks. But I saw a great debate between Chris Gore and Alan over at Film Threat, because Chris Gore really loved the first half of the movie and Alan hated everything about it, and I loved watching them go back and forth about it. But the chances of getting me to go see a movie about COVID are already less than zero. The chances of getting me to go see a movie about COVID starring Pedro Pascal are like less than zero. That's just me personally. In the chat, it's really funny. Before we move on, I enjoyed this here. Kloonberg says, Kerry Russell isn't a good one, too. He's talking about The Americans. You should go watch The Americans. The Americans is a funny show because the ratings were never all that great, but the guy who made it was friends with, like, the head of FX or whichever network it was on. So he just, like, let him keep the show on the air out of pity. But that show is actually really good. It's just a slow burn. And the other one that you're talking about with Piper Perabo is, of course, Covert Affairs, which is the greatest spy story ever. It's light and it's as light and whimsical as a story about covert operations and coups could possibly be. So you should go and watch it. All right, what would you guys like to see? Cringe or cute of the day?
We do have one more topic before we go.
Oh,
to
yes, because we added the
Ozzy
stuff.
news.
Let's move on.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, there is an age-old debate that we're going to attempt to settle today over whether men and women can actually be just friends. Can two members of the opposite sex maintain a real friendship without any other funny business involved? And actually, I would like to open up a poll for the chat. Would you mind doing that, Brett? Because I want to know how you guys feel about this. It's very contentious. And The Economist published a piece examining all of the implications of the question. Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way. This gloomy view expressed by Harry in When Harry Met Sally is still widely shared. So obviously they mention the fact that it's been studied, men tend to overestimate women's interest in them, whether it be a friend or a stranger. And they say that one study found in platonic friendships, men are far more likely than women to be attracted to a female friend, and they're far more likely to think that she finds them attractive too. A man's assessment of how much his female friend fancies him matches how much he fancies her and is unrelated to how she really feels.
So what was it you phrased it as earlier? You said men are prone to wishful thinking?
They are scientifically, proven to be more prone to wishful thinking in that way. So basically, it's a feature of evolutionary psychology that men have to overestimate women's interest in them or they're never going to have any success in dating.
There's a certain level of, you know, when the guy's out catcalling. Now, as we know it today, they don't actually expect anything to come from it. But when you think of it evolutionarily, that level of delusion is just required to actually go on and procreate. You
Back
have,
in the day-
you have to overestimate your status in the world.
Back in the day, it was just a heat check.
And maybe now that's why things are so bad, is because like we talk about guys not approaching women, they're too afraid to do so. They're underestimating what they're capable of, and society is suffering because of it.
Everything's all topsy-turvy, and we'll talk about that later in the show. But I think Jordan Peterson has also talked about this, that men tend to get involved in situations that end in a Me Too claim, partly because of this feature of evolutionary psychology where they overestimate a woman's interest in them. And the influence of alcohol also multiplies that by 1,000. Like if a man is under the influence of alcohol, he's going to overestimate a woman's sexual interest even more than he ordinarily would. But this even goes for male and female friendships. So a man who's interested in his female friend romantically or sexually is automatically going to assume, or more likely assume, that she feels the same way, just because of his own solipsistic view of their relationship. But women are not as likely to assume the same thing, and they're also less likely in general to have any romantic interest in a male friend. Probably because they categorize men in that way. Like, I don't think that men really categorize the women in their lives in certain pools, like this one is a potential dating partner, this one is a coworker, this one is a friend. They're less likely to have those hard lines to compartmentalize those relationships.
Okay.
And they're also mentioned to be more malleable in female friendships. It has more of an impact on the men.
The men are more malleable.
What they mean by that is it has more of an impact on how they view women and gender relations in general.
Okay.
And a lot of this piece kind of implies that we should promote the idea that men and women can be friends, regardless of how realistic that is, because it can lead to men having more egalitarian social views. But the implication being men and women can't be friends because of some sort of patriarchal system that conditions them against it. I would just call that reality, though.
Right.
And this reminds me of also the way that Aristotle categorized friendships, and I'll go through the types. The first is a friendship of utility, where individuals associate because they can benefit from each other. Business partnerships, coworker relationships, they're often temporary and they dissolve when mutual benefit ends.
Yeah, how many people have had, like, maybe this is just me, but like I've never had this is a little bit different, but like no job I've ever had before this, not that I can recall, where there was like a ton of people where afterwards I remained friends with them.
Well, you also had more jobs that just put you in your own independent.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends that were coworkers.
Like I've got a couple, but not like maybe like talk once every 2 years or something like that. And that's not even friends.
I had a
just
friend
kind of acquaintances.
I became a coworker with. That's different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you become friends through work, it's less likely to last. And then a second type is friendships of pleasure, where people are drawn together by shared enjoyment. So you have a similar hobby or you engage in the same social activities. These friendships are also fleeting, as they depend on the continuation of that experience you share. And the third and highest form, this is seen as the most virtuous type of friendship, based on mutual respect and admiration for each other's character. They're enduring and involve a genuine desire to help and support one another, reflecting a deep connection rooted in goodness and virtue. So that's the most likely to last a lifetime and involves a type of love called agape, and you will the good of the other. But I just don't think that men and women can have that third type of friendship, with very few exceptions, almost to the point where it's not worth mentioning.
Right.
Can you think of an example of like anybody that you've known that's had that?
Like a
friend, like
not.
Is there
not.
any,
I don't.
Have
I
you
don't
ever
think,
seen it in the wild?
I have never had a
impossible.
friendship with a man that I would categorize as that type of friendship.
It feels like that's the one that Hollywood tries to convince you exists more regularly.
No, it's like I mean, because first of all, the way I speak to my male friends and female friends is entirely different, just by nature of being different sexes. And then also it's like with your closest friends and they're males, or if you're a female, your closest friends are females, like they're coming over to your house, like you're, you know, like whatever, everything's very free.
Yeah.
You can go on a road trip together, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If you do have some of the opposite sex, like it's a completely different vibe. So
There's a 20 there.
From Pop Culture Junkie. Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Interspersed in between my multiple romantic train wrecks, I've had very significant platonic relationships with women, learned more about women from them than from the romantic ones. I'm an only child, always wanted a sister.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Do you think guys who grow up with sisters are better at relating to women than guys who don't?
Probably.
Or maybe,
yeah.
you know how we talk
Yeah.
about the idea that they talk about the idea that men are the romantics and men are the ones that put women on a pedestal. Do you think that that's probably less common from men that have sisters because they see women as real
yeah.
people?
they are.
Definitely, yeah.
Which is kind of like contrasted by the idea that they would actually defend them vigorously to the death because it's their sister, but also they see them as a normal person,
Right.
and not some angelic figure that's incapable of mistake or problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, because I didn't have a sister and I was homeschooled primarily, so I didn't really have much exposure to like women my
Set
own
up
age.
for failure.
What comes to mind is not like people I know, but these examples stood out to me. There was a friendship between Pope St. John Paul II and St. Teresa of Calcutta, or Mother Teresa. And similarly, there's a documented friendship between St. Francis of Assisi and St. Clare of Assisi. And these are people in religious life. So obviously, romance is not something that's even on their minds. That's an exception to the rule that applies to literally everyone else in society.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I would say there's no way around it.
Yeah.
Am I being cynical?
Well, no, that's why the categorization of like different levels of friendship is what matters. It's like, yeah, plenty of friends that are women, but like my actual deep friendships are all male, and it'd be weird if it was a female with that level of depth, and there would be an extra element there.
So
would
I
assume.
guess, yeah, to add the nuance that's needed, yes, men and women can be friends, but they cannot have the same level of close friendship
Yeah.
that you can have with some member of the same sex.
It's going to be rough when you're like a dude and your best friend's a girl and you get in a fight and she's got to be the one to like
Yeah.
knuckle up and jump in there with you. Like, it's, when
yeah,
it's not one of the
exactly.
bros,
Yeah,
you're like,
it's-
oh,
Yeah.
I got nobody to back me up.
A lot of this is also influenced from Hollywood movies and TV shows where they're constantly telling stories about the will they, won't they friendships between a guy and a girl that most often in the real world just end in a relationship. They don't
I
have
know.
years of
Well, in
drawn out
Seinfeld,
tension.
where like the whole thing was that they used to date and now they're just friends.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's never happened ever.
Or if it does happen, it's extremely
It
rare.
ends in a double murder usually.
in Hollywood, I think it's more common because it's such a small industry that they end up having to kind of coexist around
But I
each
don't think
other.
they're actually friends. I think there's a lot of
Well, I just mean
shadiness
fictional
going on.
stuff like
so-
Ross and Rachel, right?
What about like another thing that Hollywood would show you a lot of is like husbands and wives that get divorced but they stay on very good terms because they have kids together.
That happens.
And like that's it seems like almost like you reach the level of marriage which transcends even those 3 levels of friendship. So assuming that it doesn't go horribly wrong and you get divorced for some other reason, that next rung down would be that third one that you mentioned where it's like it didn't work out for whatever reason, but we remain very, very close.
Well, what you're talking about is like two people who are bonded
Yes.
in a very special way that you can't undo.
Yeah.
And that's why people say that like love between spouses, like romantic love, is just friendship caught on fire. Like that's why that phrase exists,
Okay.
you know?
And these are themes that have kind of permeated Hollywood and storytelling for a very, very long time. Now, back in the early 2000s, it was the idea of the guy who is friends with the girl, but he pines after her.
Yes.
And that's actually in a lot of ways ruined
Yes.
relationships in a lot of ways because
Yeah.
it turned men into orbiters.
yeah.
Who didn't understand one of two things. Either, first of all, it wouldn't actually fall in line with what you're saying, which is how women categorize men. Because in these stories, the fantasy usually ends up happening where she finally sees him the way that he always wanted her
Yeah,
to
he
see
finally
him.
makes it out of the friend zone.
Exactly. But in the real world, you know, much like the gulag, it's probably not that
Yeah.
easy to escape.
In the real world, I don't think that women can really take a guy that they've put in the friend zone out of it. Like I would say that's exceedingly rare.
And
unless you're like childhood friends.
And it's getting crazier. Now you're seeing banishments like the brother zone. Like,
the brother zone? Is that worse than the friend zone?
Wait, my friend got he had a girl and she's like, "You're like a brother to me." That's even worse than the friend zone.
Bro was just like, end it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like also
now there's an extra layer of incest preventing this.
He's like, are we talking like one of those dryer video brothers, or are we talking like
no.
Disavow. Disavow.
Yeah. But these simps, like the simps who are in the friend zone and are like pining after the girl because too many Hollywood movies have convinced them that works. Yeah. That's kind of something they brought on themselves.
No.
Yeah.
But
and a lot of women, of women like commiserate over this. Like, I thought that I was such close friends with this guy for years, all to find out that he was only in it on like the off chance that he could have sex with me.
But that is
which is naive.
That is the uncharitable take on it. The charitable take on it is that those guys were told that the guy she's with in those movies is toxic masculinity. Because he kind of, he's kind of rude to her. He doesn't always call her back on Friday night because he was out with the bros and then doesn't understand why she's pissed. Right?
So real.
But the other guy is a pussy and will answer the phone anytime she calls at 3 in the morning. Yes.
Taylor Swift kind of flipped that narrative on its head when she put out You Belong With Me, because she was actually singing a song about it being a girl in the friend zone.
Yeah, that's not the real world, though.
No,
we know that.
the football player will, in fact, end up with the cheerleader.
They're like, she's got big glasses on. Of course she's in the friend zone. Olivia Claire in the chat used my middle name. I shouldn't have made that joke earlier. I apologize.
A lot of feminists are actually talking about decentering men from their lives. This is a huge talking point on social media amongst feminists at the moment. Emily Ratatouille being one of them. Sorry, Ratajkowski. She
I was like, that's a cool name.
Recently gave quite a polarizing interview with Elle last month, talking about why men and women cannot just be friends. And it's because she is deprioritizing straight men from her life. She is entering a new era in her womanhood and femininity at the center of her universe, hence deprioritizing men. Not centering men is really wonderful. In general, in our world, men have somehow filled this space. But what I found is instead community. I still like men. I just have 0 straight men in my life unless they're a romantic interest. In the hierarchy of needs, that's at the top of the pyramid, which is nice. Men are pleasure and fun, but not part of my core. The rest of my life is community with other women and queer people and being a mom.
It's such a cult.
This is a wretched.
It's like it's like Barack Obama telling you that you need a gay friend to be able to understand empathy.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, do you understand that men don't? That's not how men. He's like, you need a diverse friend group. Men don't form friend groups around the color of your skin or your sexuality. They have hobbies.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Hold, please.
Well, I would say her take is more honest than the idea that like men and women have no inherent differences and therefore there should be nothing hindering them from maintaining friendships. I think she's at least being honest.
Hers is
Well, it's
still
like
weird
Horseshoe,
and cultish.
where it's like it's so woke that it's actually reasonable again.
But I also dispute the idea that that gay men and women can have those deep friendships. I don't believe that.
I also question the fact that gay men are inherently more empathetic. That's the craziest thing ever. If you've ever spoken to a gay person, you would know that.
Especially the gay best friends of women.
They're the most like
who encourage them to do psychotic things.
Yeah, they're the most like vindictive group of people.
I mean, it just shows that he didn't understand how male friend groups form and bond.
Like, guys, you know what we need right now? We need a gay guy.
Like, no dude is like, we need a checklist of things to like.
You forgot the Latinx.
Yeah.
Kidding me, dude?
Like, that's not how those things work.
Where's the bi guy?
Yeah, men and women are never going to communicate in the same way. Like, they quoted an actor in that Economist piece who was saying, I just don't see having a friendship with a woman in my life because women care about conversations and guys care about doing things together.
Yes.
Like literally 25 years of skating, pretty much everyone that's a friend of mine, that's like a real world friend, not like an internet friend, which is obviously something very different, comes from the world of skating. And those are people that I've known for decades now.
And that can elevate from having a shared interest or hobby into
To
having a shared mission in some way. Like men tend to bond over that, having a shared goal.
Well, that's why the trope exists, where it's like men can literally take bullets for each other, but they won't remember each other's birthdays because it just doesn't come up.
I was just telling you guys last week about a video. It's like it's these two guys playing catch. It says how little men know about each other's. Like, hey, he's like, oh, so how's the dating going? He goes, I've been married for 3 years.
Literally.
Or like, we got divorced, and he's like, I didn't know you were married.
Yeah, like that's the whole thing. Is like dudes like Olivia will sometimes she's like, well, did you ask them like a question? Right. I'm like, no, it didn't seem like any of my business.
Just
like if he wanted to tell me, he'd tell me.
I know.
Otherwise, it's not my business.
My mom does that to me. She'll ask people that I grew up with. She's like, oh, is he still dating? I'm like, I don't even know who like my cousins
like you
are.
could
I don't know
check
if they're married or anything. Yeah.
You could check their Facebook status. Otherwise,
yeah,
I don't know.
I can look at Instagram.
What are we seeing in the poll results so far?
We are at 52% saying yes, so pretty
Wait,
right down the middle.
What was the question?
52% say yes, men and women can be friends.
That's pretty tight. I hate to pull this card because I'm like not a feminist whatsoever, but I do agree that it is kind of wrong if you can't be friends with a woman, period. That might be gooner brain a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. That might be gooner brain. I've seen a few friends that I know that kind of have this mentality, and it's I think it's gooner brain a little bit. They're like, I could never be friends with a woman.
Yeah, like a terminally online view of the world.
Yeah, and I'm not saying people that said no, they probably have really valid reasons, but there probably is a few people in that cohort that are like gooner brain, which is fine, you know.
It can be that, but I think
can't goon.
Like the real reason is just like men and women are so different. It's just a fact of life that they can't relate to each other.
Yeah,
and we didn't clarify like what friendship means.
Yeah.
Because like I said before, like friendships with men.
Bro,
and
this
women
is
are
the
very
internet.
different.
The more vague it is, the better it is. So
I'm
it's
interested
just
to see
engagement.
how that poll concludes.
We will
tightening up.
We will leave it up till the end of the episode. All right.
All right.
What would you guys like to see now? Cringe or Cute of the day.
Tate, what do you think?
I think it has to be cringe, right?
Okay.
Cringe
Has to
first.
be.
All right, we'll do with cringe first. Here we go.
This is at a crystal chick shop.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna refresh here.
Oh no.
Ever been to one of these spiritual stores before?
Yeah.
And I don't really know how they work.
A lot of people start off like working with crystals.
My uncle, he does that crystal stuff. Do you guys deal in any like voodoo type of stuff?
Not really.
Like let's say I wanted to inflict a curse upon somebody.
I don't really know
She's probably not licensed for that.
if there's black magic here.
Let me explain the story. So
This is above
my
her pay
girlfriend's
grade.
boyfriend started beefing with me.
Right.
And we kind of went through this conflict. It was a whole thing. I wanted to like give him like an eternity in Satan's playground or something like that. Like send him permanently to hell if that's possible.
So, what's the story? Are
She's
you
wearing
guys,
good
like,
vibes. She can't do
I'm
that.
Caucasian.
No, like you said your girlfriend's boyfriend.
Yeah.
So
It's an on again, off again thing. Like we kind of agreed to it.
that's what I meant. That's polyamory.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a race.
No.
I've never been to one of these spiritual.
That's Polynesian. He's thinking of.
Oh,
He's like polyamory.
right.
What? But the top comment says like, "Are you polyamorous?" I'm Caucasian.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like good vibes.
I don't think the person with the good vibe shirt can sell you a black magic spell.
No.
That doesn't seem fair.
There are so many of these crystal chick shops. It's crazy.
Dude, they're all over.
I'm just
Winchester.
like, how are you making money? I don't get
Sad.
Cute of the day. Dead Man sends in Twitch, who is a fan of Ninja Warrior.
it. Very cute.
Oh,
name.
that's nice.
I want to see the cat do the salmon ladder.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
cat.
I want to see the cat do the salmon ladder.
Sumo
Cat looks like
wrestling,
it could do
too.
it. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's get started.
All right. According to the published numbers from Netflix, we now know for a fact that Meghan Markle's Netflix show debuted in March. With Love, Meghan was a certified flop. This says it didn't even make it into the top 300 shows on Netflix, let alone the top 10, for the first half of 2025. And this was after they signed the $100 million deal with Meghan and Harry. They tried to make a documentary with Harry. It was even more of a flop. And with Love, Meghan was only slightly relevant because people were hate watching it, but
All
it
you have to
reached
do-
number 383 in ranked shows in 2025 with just 5.3 million viewers across the globe.
Here's the problem, though. You're framing it wrong. Like, if you're a pro Meghan fan, you go, it broke the top 400.
Yeah.
Like, all it takes is saying it in the right voice.
And it hasn't reached the top 10 yet.
It's like all of the...
It's the power of yet.
It's like the it's like all the people who are like, this is the best Marvel movie since Endgame. They say it after, like, every Marvel movie is the best Marvel movie since Endgame. It's all just a matter of saying it with enough gusto.
One source from inside Netflix told Daily Mail an understatement. It wasn't a runaway success, but apparently Ted Sarandos, who is in charge of Netflix, is a huge fan of Meghan.
Oh, he's trying to
trying
make
to
his
hit?
move. He's
I
trying
don't
to
know. But he said,
I was told not to be crude.
He calls her a nickname. He calls her the rock star.
Oh.
And so likely the show's underperformance will have nothing to do with it getting renewed for a third season.
This is American racism right now, because if he was talking about an actual rock star, it would be the Squid Games people.
That's also such a finance bro thing to say. He's like,
rock
yeah, she's a rock star.
Yeah. Well, they aired the first season in March, and the second season was filmed at the same time, so she was kind of set up for a renewal of a second season, and it looks like they're just gonna go ahead with a third because Ted Sarandos is like thirsty. I don't know.
But there's worse news. Apparently, her husband, whose passion project documentary on polo ranks 3,436th out of 7,000 shows, with a disastrous 500,000 views.
Like,
globally.
as irrelevant as Meghan Markle actually is, she still gets to hold it over her husband that she's the more famous one.
It says, to put As Ever and Polo's viewing figures into context, the most popular show was the British drama Adolescence, which got 145 million viewers this year and was released only a couple of days after Meghan's show.
There was a lot of hate watching in that one, too, because it was the
that
UK
was subsidized by the
about,
British government.
Yeah, it was a drama about incel violence causing the stabbing crimes in the UK, which we talked about. It kind of doesn't matter for Meghan Markle, though, because she is going to get her paycheck regardless. The deal from Netflix is all she needed. It has nothing to do with how the show performs. And she gets to shill her As Ever brand in the show and on social media as well, where she is now selling her own rosé from the Napa Valley. On her website, it says, "What began with a small pot of fresh fruit preserves bubbling away in my home kitchen has inspired this curated collection to bring surprise and delight to your everyday."
Okay, this is my problem. Everything has to have some cutesy story that we all know is 110%
You know, the
not
flower
real.
sprinkles. She loves putting flower sprinkles on her kids' lunches when they go to school because it just adds a little bit of joy and whimsy to their day.
When she was telling this, she said some story. I don't even remember if we were going to watch this clip, but she does this bullshit story where she mentions the very first Super Mario Brothers game.
I don't think that we're going to be watching that one, but
There is,
yes.
there is not a single person on planet Earth that believes that Meghan Markle liked video games enough or plays them enough now that comparison was on her mind when she did that interview. Somebody told her to do that, or she planned it ahead of time.
It's like she kind of practices these lines in the mirror, and everyone can tell. And also on her website, she's selling crepe mix, shortbread cookie mix with flour sprinkles, and apricot jam. But according to brand experts, her heart isn't in it, and we can all tell that she's fraudulent. One of them on his podcast, The Art of the Brand, called her a fraud, saying, "I love shitting on people who suck, and Meghan Markle sucks, as far as I'm concerned." As Ever is run by a confederacy of dunces working on this platform that is just maximizing the value from her fame that came from Suits and being a part of the royal family, and they're milking that for everything they can.
Well, that's rough.
And now
'cause they just did
Meghan is pretending to be a domestic goddess, and most people don't believe it. She's also, of course, using her celebrity connections to promote these products. And
That's
she has
not
Chrissy
weird, though.
Teigen showing up on the next season of With Love.
That's
Meghan.
not weird, though. I mean, that's par for the course. I would expect celebrity people to show up in these things.
Like, do we really expect her to be, like, passionate about jam?
No. The thing is, though, there's probably something she is passionate about. It's just not that interesting.
No, I
She's
don't
passionate about herself.
I think these types of people have no hobbies, no interests. There's nothing remotely interesting about
So
them.
it would be like if somebody dumped me on reality TV and was like, here, do something interesting. I was like, I'm not interesting.
They would
I
probably
can't help
make it
it.
about skating. Like,
Yes.
for her, she's, she
I
likes...
think she has nothing.
She likes beekeeping and tea parties and,
I think she just likes power.
putting one package of snacks into a clear plastic package and putting twine on it for her house guests in a house that she doesn't own.
She probably engages in some type of humiliation fetish with her husband. That's interesting.
That's probably true.
Make it about...
Oh, we want drama reality TV from her, and she's not giving us what we want. She's never able to cater to what the people want.
Needs
watch
like
a show.
nuclear hot take on Diana to really like rope us into her. I think that'd be awesome.
I want to see her Diana shrine that she keeps in the house.
Or they catch her on
from
catch her on a
husband.
secret camera, just like, honestly, Diana, like
She kind of gets hyped up too much.
Kind of overrated.
I'm like more iconic.
Yeah. I mean, like what?
Another Daily Mail contributor, Richard Eden, took to TikTok to review her rosé from As Ever. And I just know Daily Mail has such a hate boner for Meghan Markle that they're almost going to pretend that her shit sucks even if it doesn't. So I don't know whether to believe this guy, but he hates it. So here was his review.
Finally managed to get my hands on a bottle of Meghan's As Ever rosé wine. And I'm going to try it for you now.
You can't even get through it.
It's sort of sweet at first, and then it leaves this sort of bitter, metallic aftertaste. It's a bit like Meghan herself, really.
So that's what happens when you get dunked on by wine snobs.
Dude.
Well, now people are saying
New fear unlocked.
Richard Eden was pretending to hate the rosé because he, as you can see in the video, finished half the bottle before even doing the taste test. So that's not really a review, that's just fan behavior. And like, we do kind of agree at this point that the hate train and the hate bandwagon after Meghan Markle has kind of detached from reality a little bit. Like, she can't really do anything right. She does feel backed into a corner. If I were her, I would think, like, I just can't please these people. I can't do anything right. Why would I try? I'm just going to lean into what I'm doing now because no one's going to be satisfied.
It does feel like you go on X and there's like a new think piece every couple of days from somebody who's showing you the same clips you've already seen with a new, albeit most of the time, pretty interesting and well-reasoned opinion on why she's the worst person that's ever existed in human history.
Right.
And it does feel a bit detached from the reality of her situation.
Right.
To be fair.
But then to the contrary, I see one of these clips of Meghan Markle actually talking, and then I agree with the haters all over again, such as the one that we're about to show you.
Yes.
From Meghan's Mole on X. This is a real account.
Oh my gosh.
With over 100,000 followers.
I saw another
dedicated to hating
The other
her.
one was like Meghan Markle pit stains. Like they're just
they're insane.
Haters.
Maybe your grandmother used to say it too also. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But what's happened?
If they can compare what the experience that I went through was similar to what has been shared with us. Kate was called Waity Katie, waiting to marry William. While I imagine that was really hard, and I can't picture what that felt like, this is not the same. And if a member of his family will comfortably say, we've all had to deal with things that are rude and racist are not the same.
Maybe.
That was a clip from her infamous Oprah interview with Harry.
Meanwhile, Oprah's like, yeah, all the racism you must face.
So, like, you see the hate bandwagon, you're like, this is getting a little bit crazy, and then you remind yourself of who Meghan Markle is, and you understand.
Right.
Like, I can't really not have a bad taste in my mouth every time I listen to her talk. Like, she does this to herself.
Yeah, it's not
I can't think of how.
Tim Dillon hates her.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon hates her.
There isn't really a way for her to do it other than to find a hobby she actually likes and start documenting that hobby.
Well, because I know Harry's really into polo.
That's the
your consultant strategy was like lean into who you actually are, which is
a bad person,
elitist.
Yeah.
And as Gwyneth Paltrow has proven, people will actually appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, I think that would actually be hilarious.
Get like a quasi reality show where she's like, they don't really explain whether it's reality TV or it's not, and she's just really mean to the maids.
Yeah.
And like
shove them down a staircase.
I mean, staff from the palace have talked about her behavior behind the scenes, and like that's
what I'm saying.
Who she is.
Lean into it like a pro wrestler. Like lean into your like she comes home or like Harry comes home. She's like, the Bentley needs to be filled up again, and like you didn't stop to get gas on the way home, and then she snaps and sends the butler out to get gas.
Like one of the groundskeepers in getting a glass of water. She's just like kicking.
To me, it's
get out.
The way that she does interviews is really like what grinds my gears. The way that she kind of lets her voice break a little bit when she's talking about something that's like close to her heart, like talking about H. She calls her husband H, not Harry, and she's like, that man, he loves me so much, and when we're in the middle of all the craziness, and then we like go to Disney for a couple of days, and we come home, and like I'm packing the kids' lunches, and I'm running my empire, like I'm just so victimized, but I'm also perfect at everything. And
what if she's just like, sometimes I turn over and I see his face and I'm like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah, that would be based.
Like,
that would be so based. Like, it's like I turn over and I'm like,
she's like, sometimes
can you stop talking about your mother for once?
She's like, sometimes I look at my kids and I'm like, adoption.
Like sometimes like she doesn't talk about anything that makes her look bad, and still expects people to read her as authentic, and that's where things fall flat for her.
Sometimes I see my kids and they look like their father and I get mad.
We have another 20 from Badump Bash. Hate Watchers is my new band name.
It's a good one.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, but until she learns to lean into the evil or find an actual hobby that she enjoys, not one that she thinks is marketable, I think she's going to be stuck in this cycle with everybody dunking on her.
Let's read some super chats. Shane H. Wilder said, happy Taco Tate Tuesday. So Nerdrotic posted a photo of the Fantastic Four theater cups. We're trying to outdo the Dune popcorn bucket. LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I do have it.
Pedro Pascal's whatever.
I had no idea whether this was real or not.
Oh, is that real?
But
no.
I don't know, but that looks real to me. That looks real. I don't know. Maybe it's some like vintage merch from like decades ago.
No, that's him.
Like, is this new?
It can't be that egregious.
It's obviously real, but do you think they made it like decades ago or something?
The straw would be on top of his head, probably.
Just think that like if it was Vanessa Kirby, she'd be caressing the cup right now.
I know Vanessa Kirby owns that cup. Shane H. Wilder said, "Requiescat in pace, Ozzy Osbourne."
So glad you were here to pronounce that, and not me.
I don't know if I did a good job. There are people dying that haven't died before. Tate Brown, 2025.
Oh, that's a tweet. That wasn't me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
Weary Traveler said, people really love their propaganda mouthpieces. I believe that's about Stephen Colbert.
Let's do one more.
Shane H. Wilder said, Colbert should have never been the host. Should have been Craig Ferguson. He was the best late night host and was actually funny as F.
Well, I mean,
are you fans of Craig Ferguson?
I
don't
clips,
know anything about him.
I don't either.
Yeah.
He's Scottish, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But in general, late night TV as a medium is dead.
Scottish accent is a little bit grating for late night television.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't listen to me.
Let's hold off on the rest, and we will come back after the fact. Let's move on.
A new term has emerged for women's general burnout on the dating scene with men, and it's hetero-fatalism. And we'll get to the origins of that in a second, but first I want to show a clip that perfectly encapsulates women's fatigue in the dating world. that was viral on X just a couple of days ago.
This one here.
Why are so few young men approaching girls now? Massive shift underway where you have 8s to 9s yearning to be chatted up. They get dressed up to go out, but all for nothing.
Well, here's the problem. You're going to know the immediate problem with this woman's proposition as soon as you hear it. But let's play it.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Oh my god. Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very fucking simple.
So, like, you make it sound really simple, but we live in an age where that is not acceptable behavior anymore.
If you're poor, why don't you just buy a house?
Yeah.
So I want to first explain hetero-fatalism. It's a term coined by a British scholar named Asa Saracen. This is a gender studies expert. This was coined in 2019, referring to an attitude of embarrassment or negativity toward one's own heterosexuality, characterized by performative disaffiliation with heterosexuality and a desire to have a different sexual orientation. So basically, picture a fatigued single woman on her couch drinking wine and eating Ferrero Rocher, and she's saying, oh, I just wish I could be a lesbian sometimes because she's so sick of dating men and having the dates go nowhere. And it started out as hetero-pessimism and then evolved into the amended term hetero-fatalism. And now it doesn't just refer to this performative disaffiliation with heterosexuality. It's more so a synonym for dating burnout amongst women, as voiced by New York Times journalist Jean Garnett, who wrote, "The trouble with wanting men. Women are so fed up with men that the phenomenon even has a name. So what do we do with our desire?" And I read through about half of this piece before I tapped out. It's dreadful. I would not recommend going to read this personal essay from Jean Garnett. But what I know so far is she is a divorcee, and in her relationship with her prior husband, they were open, and she is since divorced, going through the throes of dating in New York City amongst her other single aging friends who have fake jobs, such as historians and sociologists and other journalists. I just want to read a little piece of this article here. This is after a date that she thought went well with a guy. He texted her the following week saying, "I was really looking forward to seeing you again, but I'm going through some intense anxiety today and I need to lay low." Sad face. The little emoticon, not even the emoji.
Damn.
She said, "Totally understand," I replied, but I didn't. Feeble, fallible, looking forward is not longing. A man should want me urgently or not at all. I was about to collapse into a ritual of frustrated horniness when a friend urged me to join her and 2 other women for dinner. And the conversation that she shared from this dinner is mind-blowingly delusional. "Of course he has anxiety," says one of them, a therapist, who sat across from me at the restaurant. "That's life. That's being alive and going to meet someone you don't know well." And then another friend, a historian, said, "Yeah, it's called sexual tension. Stay with it for a minute and you might get some." Another friend said, "They can't," with triumphant disgust. She told us about a woman she knew who was dating a man from another city, and after weeks of saying, "I can't wait to see you," the man ghosted her during his actual visit. His explanation later, he had been too anxious. "Aw, poor baby," cried the historian, and we all cooed for the poor little fraidy cat Boo-Boo, working ourselves into a frenzy of laughter over men's inability to, quote, "man up and beep us."
This is why women should not be allowed to send men to war, by the way.
We were 4 women at a vegan restaurant in downtown Manhattan.
Oh, no.
We knew what show we were in, and we couldn't help but wonder in a smug, chauvinistic way,
The ugly
where
version of
were
Sex
the
and the
men
City?
who could handle hard stuff, like leaving the house for sex?
A vegan restaurant in Lower Manhattan's like a think tank for like evil people.
And they ask inexplicably, "When did the men get so anxious about desire?" And I said I didn't know. My friend said, yes, you do. It was when they were put on notice that they can't just get drunk and grope us, which is actually exactly what that woman in the video said.
Yeah.
Buy a drink, grab a boob. It's very effing simple, right? But it's not that simple, because obviously they brought this onto themselves. They put men on notice, and they're admitting that. They're admitting that they have basically they have disempowered and depersoned men throughout society. And now, contrary to evolutionary psychology, men don't go around with their chests puffed up thinking that all the women around them are more interested than they are. They actually are anxious, depressed, self-loathing, self-doubting, and insecure. And obviously, women are dissatisfied with that. But look at what you're doing to contribute to that, right? And the rest of this piece is just the most like bloviating word salad, navel-gazing, faux intellectual bullshit ever about hetero-fatalism and how she's kind of, unwittingly surrendering to hetero-fatalism.
I mean, that attitude that she describes is exactly why I laugh when people say the world would be better if it was run by women. Because there's this idea that they have that women are infinitely more empathetic and kind than men, and that wars wouldn't start, nothing bad would happen if we would just put women in charge of stuff. No, it would be worse, because they will send you to war, and then they'll make goo goo gaga cooing sounds when you die, because they don't care, because they're evil. At least these women are.
And that's not to deny the fact that the guy who texted her I'm feeling anxious.
Oh,
of course he is a pussy, but that's not the point.
No, it's not the point.
I think that's also because of her disposition. That's the only guy that she could possibly tolerate politically. So she's going to attract very. I hate these words, very beta males.
She admits that later, just paragraphs later. I haven't been dating long, but long enough to discover that I have a type. He is gentle, goofy. Gay. He's gentle, goofy, self-deprecating, rather deferential, a passionate humanist, a sweet guy, a good guy. He tends to signal in various ways his exemption from the tainted category of men.
I'm sorry, I'm going to tap...
it's perfectly understandable that he would wish to do so.
I'm going to tap the Bo Burnham sign again. We can hate Bo Burnham all we want. But the thing about women saying that they want a feminist who likes to pay for stuff is real, that they don't actually know what they want.
It must be mildly embarrassing, she says, to be a straight man, and it is incumbent upon each of them to mitigate this embarrassment in a way that feels authentic to him. So she's literally saying, I want to date a softy male feminist who is self-deprecating and self-effacing and basically... submits to my demands, but also I want them to man up and F us. That's literally another quote from the same piece.
Yeah.
So instead of acknowledging the fact that she has a completely contradictory worldview that is going to leave her forever single, she's just going to complain about it and somehow fit this into the Jenga pieces of her feminist worldview.
She'll be totally fine because she can buy the Goop vibrator necklace and she'll be okay.
And this echoes a similar sentiment that was published in New York Times just last month, I believe. Men, where have you gone? Please come back. So many men have retreated from intimacy, hiding behind firewalls, filters, and curated personas, dabbling and scrolling. We miss you. So... just they're not detecting the irony in these thoughts at all.
So if the ladies can't see the contradictory, nature of their statements, how do you fix this problem? Is
a
it
lot of
even
people
possible?
are going to die alone.
Yeah, it's true.
I wish I had a magic solution for them, but no.
It's true.
And I think there are plenty of complaints that women generally have about dating these days, and they're not women who write sex essays at the New York Times and go to vegan restaurants in Manhattan. They're probably far more tolerable than this woman, and they don't use words like hetero-fatalism. But they might be under similar delusions about what plights the dating scene suffers from today. And they are in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, that lady with her specific type of guy that she's looking for, there's like a sweet spot of like, he's all those dorky things she listed, but he's such a fiend that he'll actually leave the house to go have sex. That doesn't mean he'll commit to you.
Yeah.
That was just that was just a scene kid 20 years ago. That was just a dude in an emo band.
She's also lamenting the communication pattern that has emerged between men and women, which is, I believe, called female demand, male withdraw. And with all of these men that she's dating, the so-called polyamorous sex nerds that she's meeting in Manhattan, they obviously don't want to define relationships. They don't want to escalate toward commitment in any real way. And she is saying, you know, if I expect anything out of them, communication or otherwise, then I'm put in the place of the yearning, demanding, waiting female that is, you know, simultaneously demanding and begging. And no one wants to be that person. But, you know, it could be the fact that you're matching on Hinge with people in open relationships like the one that you had, which failed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, at that...
She's obviously high IQ.
Do we know how old she is?
She has a great vocabulary. She can write.
Clearly.
And, you know, she's not dumb.
I mean, let's just assume she's like probably what, in her late 30s, mid to late 30s.
Probably.
I mean, the dating at that age is just like it's over.
But like, I think a high IQ libtard / leftist can kind of rationalize themselves into anything.
That's the idea, right? It's an idea so ridiculous only an Ivy League educated person could accept it, right? So you can rationalize your way into just about anything if you can use enough big words and make up enough phrases like hetero-fatalism, like your neuroses leading to a life of alone can be whisked away and explained if you just come up with a catchy name for it.
This is a fate they have chosen for themselves.
And I you know, I know it's a tiresome way to look at things for a lot of people, but you see it online where people are like, I'm glad I got married.
Got the last chopper out of Nam.
The last copter out of Saigon.
Yeah.
I kind of, the more, maybe it's just because we end up covering so much of this stuff on the channel. Like, I feel like I got very lucky to fall in love and now get married in a very, very soon and not have to worry about this type of mental. I can't.
There's that on the bright side at least.
Because it's the people dating in their 30s. Because like some people in the chat were kind of upset. I mean, it's not over. It's just it's a completely different reason it's over. With Zoomers, it's like totally like self-imposed because we just don't talk to each other. But with people in their 30s, and if you're still single, it's just because, like, to be on the market that long, it's going to be really difficult to find people similar to you. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, you end up single at like 38. Yeah, the likelihood you're going to find someone that shares the same values as you is going to be really rare, especially if you're like in New York City. It's over. That's why I say it's over.
Well, this woman doesn't have any values.
Her values are just like whatever U.S. AIDS funding.
She's living. She's like living in the wake of a failed marriage that they opened up to strangers. So the fact that she's complaining about not being able to find a commitment-oriented man is peak stupidity.
And she's like,
I mean, like, she is an amoral idiot.
And it's like
with a high IQ.
And like skimming her article, she's actually like very carnal, which is completely separate from her beliefs supposedly are like.
The main thing that I was thinking while reading this is like, I don't want to know what Jean Garnett looks like. Like, that's just going to make it even more disgusting. I wasn't able to find her.
I can already guarantee. Well, she lives in New York City, so she probably doesn't have a car. But if she has a car, it's full of snarky stickers on the back.
She might just be a nobody.
I did find her on communityofwriters.org. I see one headshot, and I don't want to think about this woman in this context. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh, here it is. I see it too. Oh, okay. So
she's not fat. I'll give her that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's not in a position.
It's because she's too busy laughing at men while she's out with her friends to eat.
These are people are crazy.
Why can't they just man up and grope us? Bro, you're a feminist journalist at the New York Times. You know, the one that sparked the Me Too movement.
Well, Harvey Weinstein tried. You got all mad at him. I mean, geez, and he made some good movies too.
Yeah, I love the original.
When Louis C.K. does it, all of a sudden it's a big problem.
No irony detected there.
All right, let's go to Super Chats.
Andrew Thomas said, I'm happy that Colbert got canceled. Colbert is both hypocritical and not funny. I'm tired of hearing that Trump is a terrible president during the first Trump term.
Even worse than hypocritical and unfunny, because that would describe Fallon, is he's very smug. And that's
Colbert specifically?
Yeah,
Smug?
that's even worse than the other two.
Smugness and snarkiness are the two worst qualities any person can have.
Especially for someone that's giving you an hour of television.
Adam said, did you guys see the trailer for Mortal Kombat and Predator? Thoughts?
Yes, I did.
I did not.
I very much enjoyed the Mortal Kombat trailer as well as the Uncaged Fury fake trailer that came with it. I'm not gonna lie, I made it through three-fourths of the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie and I fell asleep. But I have higher hopes for this one. I don't know if I think of Carl Urban as who I would cast as Johnny Cage. He's kind of old, if I'm being completely honest. But it looks good. It looks fun. And maybe the fact that I'll be able to see it in a theater rather than on freaking HBO Max, because it's already been 3 names. It's been this movie came out in 2021, the first Mortal Kombat movie. It's already been HBO Max, and now HBO Max again just since that time. As for the Predator Badlands trailer, I'm not a Predator lore enthusiast. I love the first Predator for the most part, but it wasn't even a part of my childhood. I saw it later. And in this one, I thought that it had, again, not a lore expert. I saw a very mixed reaction to it on my page. I just posted when I have no opinion on a trailer, a lot of times I'll just post it and then ask people for their thoughts. And there's kind of 2 camps in this one. One is that it looks like a updated for modern audiences movie and it's nothing like the original Predator. But then other people who seem to be fans of the lore seem to really like the idea of what they're doing with this film. And I thought it benefited from having a really, really engaging image of, I don't know if that's Dakota Fanning or Elle Fanning. It's one of the Fannings. At the very beginning, and I thought it looked kind of cool. The Predator design is less than great, but again, it would benefit from being in a theater rather than on Hulu, because I hated Prey, and a lot of people loved Prey. I wasn't a fan of that. I couldn't
stand it.
But if I had to choose between going to see the two, I'm probably going to go see Mortal Kombat, and I can already see Olivia freaking Mortal Kombat.
Maybe she can just take a nap.
She can I sit us in the back corner so she can scroll her phone if she needs to without bothering anyone. If she wants to, she doesn't have to. It's Elle Fanning, and she does. So in the movie, in the trailer, the shock is it shows you Elle Fanning from here, from the waist up, and then you see afterwards she has no bottom half. She's like a cyborg or something. It's an interesting concept. But then everybody was arguing. Some people are like, yeah, this looks great. Other people are like, oh, fuck this. But
the Manic Mustache said, platonic heterosexual relationships are mostly impossible in a singles situation. Someone always catches feelings, and this could have been solved by taking off her glasses and ponytail. Stay toxic, my friends.
Yes, as everybody knows, that if a woman seeks to look appealing to a male, she need do nothing other than remove her glasses and take out her ponytail. And then Chris Evans will look at you and say, yes, you can be prom queen.
That's true.
The poll is still very split. I am very surprised. Guys, if you are voting yes in the poll, I want to hear why.
No, I want to hear the people that are saying no.
I want to hear from both of you, but the people, I just expected it to be majority no, actually.
Oh, I thought it was going to be majority yes.
I don't know.
I presume the majority of people have friends that are of the opposite sex, right?
Again, but we got into the weeds of the different
types,
levels of friendship, and we didn't put such...
Well, that's why it's called platonic friendships, because of the platonic ideal of friendship, which I believe is unreachable between members of the opposite sex.
Non-Greek layman's terms, can a woman be my best friend? No.
No.
So you know the funny thing about Prey? That might be one of those movies, if I went and rewatched it now, I might like it more. Kind of like Wonka, where I was just in a bad mood. And I was like, this girl is like...
Wonka sucked.
This girl is like 90 pounds. And that was annoying enough. But then all of the men were also like 90 pounds and stick thin in that movie. And I'm like, this tribe would be murdered instantly because none of them looked like they could actually win a fight. Like the casting was horrible for all the extras as well. Like none of the people, like they all had the look of a Gen Z person who's lived a life of ease and convenience. Nobody in Prey looked like they had actually roughed it and
That's why
lived
they
a
can't
life
do
of
period
difficulty.
pieces anymore.
Yep.
Robert said, don't forget Julian McMahon, 56 years old, R.I.P.
Is that the guy from Nip Tuck? I saw some name on there that looked like it. It was like, there was a couple of names on there where I was like, that looks like somebody I should know. And I didn't recognize it.
No Control said, had pierogies for the first time today. Instructions said to boil, so of course I deep fried them in beef tallow. Highly recommend. Fry Daddy for the win.
Ask
that sounds great.
Ask Steak and Shake what they think about that. All right, let's hold off on the rest and we will come back.
Okay. Influencers are a particular class of people that I find both fascinating and horrifying, primarily because they seem to be incapable of feeling shame. And we were just relating on this earlier, Brett and I, how we cannot fathom the idea of filming videos of ourselves in public. James Charles did exactly that at Epcot recently, where he was drinking around the world and recording his ratings for each drink he tried. And, you know, that sounds relatively inoffensive until you see him from a third-person view. But let's first look at what he ended up posting, and then we'll see the behind-the-scenes horror of it all.
Are we going to watch like the first minute?
Yeah, about that.
Okay. Hold on.
Epcot starting off with a frozen mango margarita in Mexico. Fuck, that is really good. It's also 8 billion degrees outside, so this is so refreshing. I'm gonna rate this an 8 out of 10. Now I'm in China with a Kung Fu punch. Let's taste.
Think Trump is watching this?
Tastes like green tea.
On TikTok.
Because this guy thanked Trump for keeping TikTok around.
He did,
This
yes.
is 4 out of 10. We're in Africa, and I got a frozen brown elephant, which is Coca-Cola, hello, and cream liqueur.
Hello!
Hello!
If you know me, I hope this drink is as good as it sounds. Wow. Way better, 10 out of 10, and it's thundering. If you could hear that, we need to keep drinking and eating around the world.
So, okay, this is what influencers do when they review a product, especially if they're getting payola. They're like, oh my god, you guys, I am obsessed. Run, don't walk to Epcot and drink around the world. Try it there. Coca-Cola, cream liqueur, cocktail. Okay.
Click my affiliate link!
Click the link in bio for 20% off your Fast Pass ticket. Like, that's how they talk. And James Charles is the epitome of that.
I think he just talks like that naturally.
It's like he doesn't even have his own identity anymore because he's been doing this for over a decade.
A human ad read.
Yeah, so then one TikToker was able to capture a video of him in the middle of this from a third-person perspective, caught in the wild.
Hold on,
please no.
We're in Africa, and I got a frozen.
Wait, you have to start it. You have to start at the beginning because he makes a mistake and starts over.
We're in Africa, and I got a frozen brown elephant, which is Coca-Cola.
Hello.
Hello.
Literally, my dream comes true. If you know me, I hope this drink is as good as it sounds.
I mean, bro hit it with no flaws.
Fit?
Like,
wait, go back to this part of the video. I can't.
The craziest part about this is he does tons of edits in there. He didn't even need to. He said it all without messing up.
No, he started off saying like,
yeah, but he redid it.
Yeah, he got a little bad
Hold.
take there.
Like, imagine just hitting it every time. No second takes.
He has a lot of practice. We have a 20 from Shoe on Head. Is this the real Shoe on Head or a fake Shoe on Head? Thanks for keeping me entertained while I do chores today. Have some money. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank
Regardless of who you really are behind the avatar.
Hold on. And thank you very much for the most recent video on the male loser epidemic.
Unless this is a catfish.
Unless
I don't
this
know.
is a fake one, in which case, not thank you.
Go back to that video and just, can we like study the fit there? And also the way that he's stanced up like that.
Mom sent me to the zoo energy.
What is that? Like, how is he somehow leaning backwards and forwards at the same time? How does he look 85 and 5 years old at the same time?
The dad stolen valor is like with the shoes.
And the jorts too, which are actually trendy right now.
Hello.
Hello.
Look.
Like,
okay, so there was a point. There was a point here where like I recorded a video. Because we've been doing more shorts on phones as requested, and I did one here, and Mary's
hello,
and Mary is like, the ability to record that in front of me is confounding, and I said you're not people. Olivia's not people. Okay. The idea of doing this in front of like civilians in the real world is something that is impossible.
I even get weird about recording something in my car, and that's a relatively private space.
That is done. Yeah, the reason why people have such an easy time doing it is because it soundproofs your car, so you're boxed in.
Yeah.
You don't have the distractions around you. I don't record
but
shit in my car.
Someone is still going to be seeing me doing this in public, and I cannot stomach it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't record something in front of you, Brett. I don't know. Like, I get weird about it. Yeah. So,
there's another 20 there from Not That Jon Stewart says, she's checkmark. It's her.
All right. Well,
that is awesome.
Hi, Shoeonhead.
Hello.
Thanks for joining the live stream. We have a response from this influencer who actually, his entire shtick is making fun of influencers. He goes by Dottie Snacks. And this is his entire page, is just mocking influencers in the wild.
Here we go.
Wow, way better. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Then why is this the face you made when you tried the fucking drink in real life?
He didn't
and
like
notice
it.
how his initial reaction is conveniently edited out of the final cut. I would say this is unbelievable, but this seems very believable for influencers at this point.
Okay, and then we have a parody video.
Is this like the guy version of like the guy who goes in and like finds the face tuning on women's bodies?
Oh yeah.
I guess.
Who's like, why is the bench behind you look like a fisheye lens now?
Yeah. Okay, the next one is a parody.
We're in Africa, and I got a frozen brown elephant, which is hello, and cream liquor. Literally my dream. If you know me, I hope this drink is as good as it sounds.
The shoes.
Hello.
When he makes eye contact, it's like a horror movie. Hi, sisters.
Okay, hold on. All right.
Good on him for assembling that costume in such record time, by the way.
Is that more James Charles?
There is another James Charles cringe.
Classic
Okay,
video.
hold on.
A classic influencers in the wild moment.
I'm sorry, you have to be cracked to be able to do that in front of people.
Yes.
Like the reason why actors can do it in front of people is because when there's like 50 employees and a camera rig, it offers some length of credibility to the fact that what you're doing isn't insane.
No, he has the same like mind build as Meghan Markle. He's just channeling it for good.
He doesn't have a self-conscious bone in his body.
No.
Like, he never seemed to feel any shame about anything. That's why he has this, like, he has, like, a failed music career because he thinks that he's a really good singer. And he's constantly posting singing videos because he just thinks he's so, like, bought into his good press. Like, he believes all the bullshit. Yes. He feels no shame. And this is the common thread between all influencers who actually make it in their industry. You cannot have a sense of shame. And that's why we need to do the work and shame them on their behalf.
I mean, the thing is, though, is the U.S. aid money has dried up, so they're not sending these guys to the White House anymore. So.
And mind you, he records this stuff, as you could see, with a line of people waiting to, take selfies with him and meet him. He's like doing this in front of an audience.
That's crazy.
There's like a clip of Addison Rae from 2020, back when Addison Rae was a TikToker, and she's like, she tells her fans, like, guys, I would love to take pictures, but I just have to do this TikTok dance real quick. And then she goes through the entire thing and records it in front of this line of people.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
Like, that is
And they're sitting there like clapping.
Yes, and they were like, "You ate that one up, Queen."
She's like,
they believe all the press.
I need a drink.
No, if I could, like, I just can't imagine. Like, what's funnier is I picture like the videos where people go do reviews of businesses, and I want to see the influencers like storyboards it all out beforehand, and they've got like a shot list for their little phone, and they're going to like he did that whole monologue. Other than the mess up at the beginning, I'm guessing he still cut it up a bunch because that's the style.
Right.
Like there's a bunch of quick cuts that don't actually need to be in there. He is the human ad read. Like if you want somebody who needs to get that ad read done with like no time to get it, that's who you hire. Mm-hmm. Like
he also
He's the young Billy Mays.
He came up in the golden age for influencers and YouTubers specifically.
Oh yeah.
Like the mid 2010s, especially when it was like interesting for men to put on makeup. That's long gone.
If you just
now.
had any sort of like weird personality quirk in 2015, you're a star. You're gonna be a star.
I'm in Africa.
I'm in Africa, and I'm about to try the brown elephant, which is Coca-Cola. Hello.
Hello.
And cream liqueur. Let's try it,
We're gonna
guys.
start every show now with hello. It's
Hello.
episode 883
10 out of 10.
Pop Culture
Highly
Crisis.
recommend. Run, don't walk to Epcot, Africa. Yeah.
Hello,
Anyway.
I'm here in actual Africa with this brown water. Hello, I have dysentery.
That was James Charles's first experience of getting canceled because people found old tweets from a school field trip he took to Africa, I think. And he
Whoa.
said, "Guys, we're going to Africa. I hope we don't get Ebola."
That is amazing.
That was the first time that James Charles ever got canceled.
Hello, I got Ebola.
Hello, I got Ebola.
Hello.
In real Africa.
Like whenever they like put these like influencers in movies, they never need a second take. They get it on the first take every time. They're like, oh wait, like I get to reset and do it again. Holy
I
crap.
add extra jump cuts to the videos I post on Instagram, even if I'm just breathing.
Yeah.
Because that's just the style
Keeps
that
it
people want to
moving.
watch.
Yeah.
I just record it in one take. I can't.
Well,
do,
good for you.
no,
I
I'm-
guess you're just more
I'm
authentic.
I'm saying I can't. The idea of that level of editing is always like it's like that would happen more when we were doing the show, right? And we would cut them up into segments because there would be or even just moving to like put something up on screen that doesn't seem like much time in this moment, but when you're editing a clip that's a minute long, it might as well be forever. And that's just I can't.
It feels like forever in the moment.
Yeah.
Too.
It's less bad when it's not this show. Like if you're on IRL, I'll just take up all the time. But here it's like we've got stuff that needs to get done. Can't derail.
Well, I just needed to get that off my chest because if I had to see that video of James Charles, so do you.
That was rough.
Let's finish up the
Let's
super
finish
chat.
up the super chats.
Mason Miller said, "No, we can't be friends without heavy complications. I ended a female group I thought I was just friends with in high school when one of them asked me out and I didn't know two of the others liked me."
I like he said, I ended a female friend group.
I
You
mean,
really did
yeah.
not
He's
wanna
like-
hang-
He's like it's just
Kind of a power move.
I do
He's like
not wanna hang out with
slaughterhouse
you.
in my
Yeah.
world. Like I
We're
just
done hanging
gone.
out.
Like
Forever.
friends gone.
You friend zoned
wiped off
all
the
of
map.
them.
You friend zoned me.
It's like that pocket universe that Lex created in Superman. That's where they are now.
Zach Yandel said, "New segment, friendship of the day."
Oh, that'd be nice.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, that'd be
That's
great.
way too wholesome for us.
That's true.
Have y'all been following the Nintendo situation? That's so
No.
funny. We were just joking about that before starting the stream today. I was like, people want us to talk about the Nintendo Switch. Is it related to the Nintendo Switch?
What's wrong with the Switch? What
I don't
happened?
know. Like, people are talking
They
about
made a
it.
second one, right?
Yeah.
What was wrong with the first one? Why they
I
make-
don't know.
The thing is, guys, is there's a lot of stuff that we don't cover just because we haven't cultivated an audience. Like nobody's coming to us for news on the Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch. If you're looking for news on the Nintendo Switch or on video games, I recommend checking out Vera Dark.
Yes.
Friend of the
definitely.
show. She will tell you all you need to know, I am sure.
That'd be
Great
great.
gal.
People just want reviews on just anything. Or,
People are like, yeah, so like what's your thoughts on like the Epstein stuff? I'm like, bro, I don't know.
So unless I
New
can
John
like,
Deere, what do you think? Is it
unless
worth
I can
buying?
buy the new Nintendo Switch and then expense it with the company, we're not gonna be
It's like,
covering that.
what do you guys think about the WNBA? I'm like, I don't think about the WNBA like at all.
Do you think I should go with Husqvarna or John Deere for my new trimmer?
No Control said, "Hate Boner is my new metalcore band name."
That's a good one.
Oh, good job.
Coming up with a lot of them. All I do is, I don't know if I want to say that out loud. Megan's only redemption is to join Real Housewives. Would they even have her?
That would actually be great.
That would cause.
Is she even clouded enough to join the Real Housewives slate? That would be interesting. I want to see her like drinking to self-destructive
She
levels.
can keep her like persona together for the first like 10 minutes, and then it just comes unglued.
Arsenal Man said, "Sounds like a globo-homo psyop. These women are awful and deserve to be alone." I don't know what it has to do with globo-homo specifically, but it's definitely a psyop.
I'm tracking.
Serenko Productions said, "Women, why won't men share their emotions? Also, women, wow, what a crybaby. Boo-hoo, you have anxiety. So what?" I'm on the side of what they were saying, you know, at the dinner, but like they're not willing to live it out. You know, they don't want to live these things.
Right.
Again, I'm fine with women being snarky like that. Just don't let me live in a world where people have to pretend like they're somehow more emotionally connected and empathetic than men in some way, shape, or form. They're people just like everyone else, capable of flaws and being absolute dicks.
Well, I mean, scientifically, women are more empathetic.
So
like they are more intuitive and able to read emotions better.
Yeah, I'm still
Generally.
not voting for them to send men to war. I'm still not gonna.
It doesn't mean that they're better people.
Yes,
I mean, it
that's,
just means
that's
that
the idea, right?
If we can
It's a
just
strength.
ban women from writing op-eds, it'll solve everything.
Yes, it will.
I don't want to know what's going
Well, it
on
would
at
solve a
the
lot.
vegan cafe or whatever.
Yeah. Easy E said, "From that earlier mentioned study, all these women need to do is make the move to show clear interest in a guy and he'll do the rest. Women choose to stay single instead of just saying hello first." Well, that's something that we were talking about last week, I believe. Like women who are making the first move and they're met with a blank stare.
They go and steal guys' salads and all of a sudden you're mad. What do you guys want?
Well, not just that, but like women who are saying like, I'm just going up to a man at a bar and like making a very clear show of my interest, and it's just, you get the Gen Z gaze.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been told by multiple gay or female friends that I'm not picking up on when women are interested. So I think it is like a Gen Z thing. Like if we're at
That's
a bar
wild.
or something, and I had a friend tell me, he's like, she wants to talk to you. And I was like, who? Her? Like, no, she doesn't. And he's like, trust me, the gay guy. And I was like,
We have
Alright.
20 from Stone Sting. "In my experience, the only way men and women can be real friends is if the guy is not attracted to the woman in any way."
yeah.
Well, at that point, like,
Yeah.
I would presume a man who's not attracted to a woman is less likely to try to be your friend, though.
I think you just have to like, yeah, it's just
Right?
circumstantial.
I mean, ladies, all you have to do, put on the glasses, put in the ponytail.
I don't know a
You're
lot
good.
of
You're off-
guys
you're
who
off
are
the
like
market.
You're off the
friends
market.
with butch lesbians. Like, I haven't really
Oh,
seen
they're
that
scary.
friendship combo before.
Rugby,
Eazy-E.
rugby probably.
Yeah.
And Subaru dealerships.
Easy E said, "From that earlier mention," oh, I already read that one. Shane H. Wilder, "That woman's disposition is awful. If I wanted to date someone who talks like a dude, I'd be gay. Since I'm not, I won't act like a woman, damn it." I mean, she wasn't even talking like a man, though. She was talking like just a disgusting woman. Like,
She was just very Northeastern.
it was a very female mode of communication with the confessional essay of it all, you know, detailing the graphic encounters in her sex life. That's not really something that men do publicly or privately.
Correct.
Maybe he's
she's
talking
just
about
an
like how
awful person.
carnal she was in there.
Yeah, but
That
like
felt
men,
a little like, that's not even a male thing.
men don't like
necessarily.
write sex essays, you know,
No.
unless
Yeah.
they're
Men
like
only want one thing, and it's disgusting, to not have to read our sex essays.
right.
They just want to review drinks at Epcot.
It's James Charles, just guys being dudes. Gordon Shumway said that woman who wrote that article and her friends are a clear example of neuroticism on overdrive that has gone unchecked. They need to do some self-evaluation and take accountability. It won't happen.
Yeah, neuroticism is probably what it is.
It's just like, what are you even saying? You want guys at the bar to get drunk and start groping you like a bunch of Neanderthals, but you also want them to be self-deprecating, goofy, wholesome chunguses when it's convenient for you?
I think it sounds like she would love India. I think that's what it sounds like. Goofy gropers?
Yeah, maybe
I mean,
that's
India.
the solution. Maybe that will be
They're
the
the
answer
Goofy
for her.
gropers. That's what I call them.
Isaac said, or Isaac, "Am I a loser? Out of maybe 80 female friends I've had throughout my life, I've slept with a grand total of 2 of them." 80 is a lot.
That's a lot.
80 lifetime friends, period, is a lot.
That's a lot
actually.
of
I have
friends,
like
bro.
5 friends probably.
Like,
You must be really good at making friends.
I haven't
and not
slept
good
with
at
any of my
keeping them.
friends. They're males, but
Shane H. Wilder said, everyone, deep conversation about if men and women can be friends. Brett, so the movie Prey. It was asked about.
It was
prompted by a super chat, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
This is
me?
gaslighting.
I won't accept this.
Black McFay said guys can be friends with chicks they don't want. But when does that really happen? Like, I just don't see that. I don't know.
Are we talking about like real world friends where you hang out on a regular
Yeah.
basis? Okay.
Like one-on-one, you know?
Oh yeah, no, that's
I haven't seen
that's
that
a different
before.
level.
Adam said, I vote for Mary to make a summer trip to Epcot. I mean, I did say if I went to Disney, which I likely won't in my entire life, I would go drink around the world. But I think, like, if you have enough money to spend at Disney these days, and those prices are insane, you might as well just go somewhere that's actually interesting. Like, you might as well go around the world.
You could hit like 2 of those countries.
You can, like, actually drink around the world for, like, less money.
I mean, Canada's in Epcot. You could just go there.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
No Control said, dude looks like an adult toddler. Yeah. The jorts with the gigantic white sneakers, like, that's what you wore in the 90s when your parents took you to Disney.
Well, yeah, like when they dressed you to go on a field trip.
Not that John Stewart said she's checkmarked. Oh, yeah, you read that one earlier. Shane H. Wilder, didn't James Charles get in trouble for sexting underage boys? How is he still a thing? He did.
Yeah,
yes, many times.
This said underage bots, and I said bots can be underage. I was
No, they were real boys who were under the age of 18. And yes, that did
When
happen.
did that happen?
It wasn't that long ago.
And
I mean,
he didn't go to jail.
it's been like multiple times at this point.
And
like,
he's the one who gave Trump the approval on like, oh, thanks for
but
not
he
banning
said
TikTok.
like he said, oh, they didn't like tell me, they didn't disclose their age, or they lied or whatever. But it's like, this is a pattern for you.
Right.
It's like yesterday
I don't
when
know.
like Bill Cosby was like mourning Malcolm Jamal Warner's death, and I was like, I don't think his family wants your mourning.
If you're Bill Cosby, can you just like shut the F up forever?
Like, no, it's like that's a weapon now. It's just him opening his mouth about something. He's like, how can I ruin it for somebody? Have an opinion on
Bill
literally
Cosby
anything.
like buys one of our Gongo mugs and starts like celebrating the show.
So it's like very soon is Bill Cosby and Kevin Spacey going to team up together to say, you know, release the Epstein files?
Yeah.
Apparently, Kevin Spacey feels he has nothing to worry about. Omega Red Fan said, unbelievable, I'm cursed, dang crystal shops.
Yeah, man. You don't want to go to those.
I hope you're joking.
Especially you don't want to go if you're going to be asking people for black magic spells.
Right.
Shane H. Wilder said, women are not people. Brett, 2025.
I didn't say that.
He said, I'm not
I
people.
said Mary's not people.
So it was actually more personal than
Mary's
that.
not a person.
It's actually worse.
It's not what I mean.
You've been
Obviously,
unpersoned.
as you understand, it's you know, it's easier to do humiliating things around people you're comfortable with.
Right.
He's saying if you've ever made a short, you're not a human being. I think.
Basically.
I don't know what it is. I would not be able to record a short in your presence.
That's okay.
Actually, no. I did a few times when we recorded them in the studio.
On the cameras.
Yeah.
That's different.
That is different.
It's
I don't know
different
why.
than like
It's different than holding the phone.
Mary probably filmed
It
me
just
doing
is.
this. Now that's gonna come out, and I'm like, no.
What's in the dossier? Pop Culture Junkie said influencers had a golden age. God help us.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
they
had a
did.
golden age.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say like 14 to 17, probably.
Really?
I think so. I think
At least
2016 was
before
peak.
COVID.
2016 was probably peak.
Yes. Yeah. When
Like-
people like still cared about Snapchat.
Team 10 was a thing.
Team 10, all the hype houses. Yeah.
Yeah, the Team 10 song. Who the heck are flipping you?
Yeah.
Such a bar.
Because he still had to keep it family friendly for the Disney fans.
How did the chorus go?
It's every day,
It's
bro,
every
with
day,
that
yeah.
Disney Channel flow. 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months.
Never
Never done before.
It's past all the competition, man.
Yeah, PewDiePie is next.
And I got this Rolex. That's so good. Man, that's peak. That's prime
Yes.
influencer.
Yeah. And then
Nobody's doing it like that.
he had like the girl in Team 10 who was like, I'm Tessa Brooks, the competition shook. Back when people said shook.
What
Oh,
was
it
his,
was a
like,
simpler time.
England is my country. So,
Yes, Nick Crompton was my favorite.
My name is Nick Crompton, and the Sunday Poppin'.
Oh yeah, and the color stay poppin'.
Poppin'.
Yeah. and it's funny
Man.
because Nick Crompton was like the old guy. Like he was in
he?
his mid-30s, and the rest of them were actual teenagers. But
See, we had Team 10 House. What do we have now? We have the Bop House.
Yeah.
We don't have anything.
Or
We
the
have
Chopped
the Chopped
House.
House. The Unemployed
How far
House.
we've
I like the one with
The
all
unemployed
the.
house
I
is
like
good.
the one with all the old people, like the old,
yeah.
elderly influencers.
what is it called?
It's like literally like the old folks' home or something. But it's just old people doing TikTok trends.
Yeah.
Probably making bank.
Yeah.
Some shady like talent agents taking all the money too.
Yeah, it's grim.
I like the one the other day where this guy's like, it's like me shaking awake, and then it says everybody at my funeral.
It's real.
Adam said, "Hello" sounds like a parrot.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. We had a parakeet that could talk at our at our house. I mean, it said like 2 words. I don't even remember.
Was
what
it
they
your
were.
parakeet?
It was my brother's parakeet.
That must be so annoying.
I thought he just showed up.
No, he just showed up one day.
What's up, guys?
Javier Bernal said, "It's a Gundam has a switch in autistic detail video." Yeah, we're not going to be really doing stuff like that on this channel. But
Switch. Okay.
there are niches for that. Shane H. Wilder said, "Soylent Green is people."
The young Montana says PCC needs to become a rap group. So like SWV and NWA and all the other 3-letter acronym rap groups.
Full and pop group. Make some friends.
We could do that.
That was an About a Boy reference.
Somebody says justice for Mocha. There's no justice for Mocha today. I am sorry.
No update.
No update. We're waiting on another update from the doctor. Mocha has been taking to like sleeping in the bathroom, like by the shower, and like won't leave unless you pick her up and remove her.
Not in the shower.
No, next to the
Next
shower,
to it.
like right next to the
Because cats love hanging out in bathtubs and sinks.
she does do that from time to time, but not as much as she used to. It was more we try to make a space for her on top of the dryer.
Well, okay.
We are very
waiting
close
for
to
an update
we are
on Mocha's
very
health.
close to a third crisis party right now. Are there any
I
other?
can check.
Doesn't Chrissy Mayer have a content house of some sort right now, or didn't she?
What?
She did.
What?
She has a content house?
Didn't they at one point? Am I misremembering that?
There's like a live stream. The Simpcast.
No, I know that.
The
stream.
Simp House.
Simpcast,
Thank you.
like
I love
making
this.
that.
I'm
into
sorry.
a
I
hype
have
house.
to acknowledge this. Blue 1890 says SWV was an all-female R&B group, not rap.
Got you. Exposed.
Sometimes I forget that my level of detail isn't enough for some people. It's like the other night when I called the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot a reboot rather than the requel or continuation or whatever it is. I'm lumping it all in together.
We have another from Adam Lee. No, PCC would be a group like TLC.
Well, TLC was obviously, superior.
I just looked up why do cats hang out in bathtubs, and it says it's the sense of security and their attraction to water and the scent of their owners.
I wasn't thinking of TLC.
That's cute.
SWV was Sisters with Voices. TLC is different. So yesterday, I bought like a little. It's like literally like a bath. It's not even a bath mat. It's like a rug, but it's like this big.
Okay.
It's this big. Bought it at a dollar store for like $1.25. To put it by my bed, and Toast just immediately the second she's just like square.
Yeah,
and
cats
immediately
love
just
squares.
First she started clawing at
Yes.
it, and I'm like, of course.
Right.
And then she started, of course, she fell asleep on it, and then I pushed the mat under the bed before I went to bed, and I woke up and the mat was like half under the bed, so she was half under the bed on the mat.
Cats are attracted to square shapes on the floor. This behavior has been studied and linked to their instinctual need for security and comfort. See, that's so cute.
By the way, No Scrubs and Waterfalls are not the best TLC songs. Red Light Special is the best TLC song.
I have
Don't at
only
me.
heard No Scrubs in my lifetime. That's
Is
a favorite.
Waterfalls the Don't Go Chasing
Yeah.
Waterfalls? Oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
Which one's Scrubs?
Was it Scrubs or No Scrubs?
No
This is No
Scrubs.
Scrubs,
No
yeah.
Scrubs.
I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy I can't get no
The best part was they
love
were
from
making
Oh.
like no money at that time, so it was actually all a huge contradiction.
Oh, that song. Yes.
Yeah, like
I mean, I appreciate it because on the other hand, you have like independent.
This is why everything's bad now, because
the whole like
women
independent girl boss thing from Destiny's Child, and then like Jennifer Lopez, love don't cost a thing. Like you're saying that because you're rich.
Women were shaming men for carpooling back then, and that's not a good thing.
Wait, if they could have found out
Because
about
he's in the
Uber.
passenger side of his best friend's ride. Well, sorry if we don't want to both contribute to the climate crisis.
Yeah, if we're trying to minimize our carbon
Yeah,
footprints,
joke's on you. I
bitch.
pay for my carpool now. It's called
Exactly.
Uber. Loser.
Cats want to lay on top of anything that's on top of everything else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fairly accurate. And now we've actually been letting Toast out more. Toast gets to spend more time all over the apartment, and of course, like, we'll walk right up to, have you ever seen the, like, you pull into an empty parking lot, and of course somebody pulls into the parking lot spot right next to you?
Yes.
That's Toast with Chloe. And in a wide open living room, she just goes and sits right next to Chloe.
I always wonder, like, why do people do that? Because I've never, like, pulled into a parking lot and just wanted to park next to someone.
No, I want to park as far away from them as
and
possible.
that's why I was saying, like, I even feel uncomfortable trying to record a video in my car because I was just trying to do that last week, and this guy just, like, pulls up next to me. He's completely empty.
Yeah.
And I can't be watched.
It's so weird. The worst is I was on a plane. I was in the window. Someone sits middle. Door closes. No one. We got 2 seats and 3 seats, 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't move over.
What a
And
psychopath.
I'm like, and I'm trying to like kind of find a discreet way. Like, looks like we got lucky today. Like a poor man's first class. Isn't this great? And she's like, what? And she's like,
she didn't get
delusional.
it? Maybe
Yeah.
she liked you. This is
No,
another case of you not taking a hint.
I think that was grooming. She was like 40.
She wasn't able to take a hint.
I think she was grooming me.
Olivia Claire in the chat says Toast is in the room with me. She just woke up. Also earlier she sent me a picture of Chloe. I don't want to like dox anybody on screen. And then underneath that it said damn Ozzy Osbourne is dead, and it sounded like she was posting as if Chloe was saying damn Ozzy Osbourne is dead. I was like savage.
Jose Quintana said, happy Tuesday. While cat sitting, my friend's cat has all of a sudden obsessed with her bathroom sink and sipping water from the faucet. Smart dude, meows and leads me to the sink. Long live PCC. They love flowing water, and they love ice cubes.
So if like the sink is dripping at all, Chloe will immediately jump up on the countertop to get to it. Also, she tries to get to like toilet water, and then we have to like throw her out and close the top on it the whole way.
Shane H. Wilder said, wouldn't PCC be more like Spice Girls? Brett would be sporty. Mary would be baby because short and blonde. Tate would be scary. LMFAO.
I want Posh
What about the
Spice.
other ones?
really-
Wait, Tate is a ginger.
I really liked Scary when I was a kid.
Tate is a ginger, so he would be Ginger Spice.
I guess I would be okay with being sporty because she's the one that could actually sing.
And then Posh. Who would be Posh? Libby?
No. Who would be Posh Spice?
Posh.
And then Scary, we could just say Phil is scary.
Phil can be scary.
I don't know who Posh would be.
That's
though.
my favorite era of feminism. Corporate backed, like
Yeah.
mega corporate feminism.
It was nice to have some capital.
It was like
invested in the
literally
game.
if there was like Fino, feminism in name only. Like
Were they really all that forward about being feminists?
girl
though?
boss, girl power was literally their slogan. They would do this.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't live through it, so I don't remember that.
Okay, so imagine a world of feminism without like think pieces about your sex life and going out with your
Not, like,
friends.
specific policy goals.
Like
Is it just like girl power minus hating men?
It's kind of girl power minus brains.
Okay.
Like minus intelligence.
There's plenty of that.
Girl power minus
Also-
like actual ideology.
And remember that they saved us from an alien invasion in the movie Spice World.
Is that true?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Aliens come down and they have their first interaction with the Spice Girls. And then they get a photo and one of them gropes Jerry's chest.
Thank you.
It happened, I swear. Hold please.
Someone said, dang, Mary missed out. I mean, I don't know what I'm missing. I was into Hannah Montana and, you know, like all the Disney Channel stars growing up. I didn't have a girl group.
Yeah.
I was really into like Christian rock bands.
Yeah.
Girl groups
Skillet.
and boy bands have completely fallen off. Like they just don't exist
they
anymore in
don't
this day and
exist.
age.
Is there one that the K-pop? I guess is like the new.
K-pop
version
is
of
what
that.
came to replace it, but I
It's
can't
not the same.
understand the appeal.
I can't understand them in general. They're like
Yeah.
blabbering some language I don't understand, and they write in like chicken scratch. I don't know what's going on.
And then every group has like one that's like the rapper for
Yeah.
some reason.
And then like one of them will disappear because they got like deployed.
Yeah,
they're on the
or-
DMZ for a few months.
Right. Yeah. They run those talent agencies like
I would
the
just
Navy.
bring back boy bands that they speak English. That's what I want.
Here it is, the UFO landing. There they are, and then Scary Spice gets groped by an alien.
Oh.
This is in an article from Vice, the 20 most surreal moments from the cult classic Spice World. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. You're absolutely missing out. It's a fantastic film. It really is, as Martin Scorsese would say, cinema.
Shane H. Wilder
cinema.
said, okay, I may have to meme PCC Spice Girls tonight.
There you go.
I'm
All
looking
right.
forward to it.
Guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video, please, and subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here yet already. Please and thank you. Tate, where can they find you?
Yeah, follow me on X at Real Tate Brown and Instagram at Real Tate Brown. I did say when I hit 1,000 followers, I would share Africa stories. Well, I hit it, so now the pressure's on. So yeah.
Now you have a James
We're in
Charles.
Africa. Hello.
I'm drinking water and someone died in front of me. Wow.
I ended the poll, ladies and gentlemen, and with 50% of the vote, because these things never add up to 100%, yes, they say men and women can indeed be friends.
That is crazy split, though.
Yeah.
I really expected
The other
one to win
1% was
out.
Libertarian Party.
Yeah. We have one more super chat from DCNC. Did you have a favorite Spice Girl, Bredo?
Posh Spice.
Whoa.
I mean, yeah, solid answer. DJ Foy said there was a dude version of No Scrubs called No Pigeons about a girls at the club being gold diggers. 1999 was a different time.
That version is the superior version of those songs as well, depending on how catty you like your rappers. It was very good. Okay, did you do your outro? I'm sorry.
No, I did not.
Okay.
You guys can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived. I might deserve it today because of my joke about Ozzy Osbourne. And you can help me get TikTok famous. That is also Mary Archived.
Red 50 says 50 plus 49 is 99%, not 100%. Don't tell us about it. Tell YouTube about it. It's
Yeah,
always
take it up
like
with
that.
them.
It's always like that. All right. If you guys want to follow me, Instagram and X at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. We are here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is, of course, noon Pacific. We are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. If you would like to listen rather than just watch the show, you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, which also helps us out a ton, so thank you for that. And if you want to follow us on social media, we are on Twix at popculture_show, Facebook at popculturecrisis, Instagram at popculturecrisisPod. Guys, we'll be back with another episode tomorrow. See you then.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.